I probably shouldn't tell you because you'll tell my publishers, but yes, I am an utterly bone idle writer. I would much rather do anything else than write. Writing is really very, very difficult, and anybody who tells you it's easy is lying to you. So one of the great things about short stories is at least it's over quickly. My name's Dave Hutchinson, and I want to tell you a story about a book which doesn't exist anymore. It's a book which I loved very much, a book which I think is a wonderful, wonderful physical object, but which disappeared for a very, very long time. It's a book of short stories, and in the natural course of events, it went out of print. What I have here is one of the very few printed copies of the first edition of As the Crow Flies. The new unbound edition will be a hardback rather than a paperback. It will have 2 new short stories specially written for the collection, and it would be rather wonderful to see this back on bookshelves. For the past few years I've been writing a series of novels set in a future where the European Union has fractured, disappeared, and Europe is a patchwork of new borders. One of the stories in the book is actually the origin story of the Europe books. There are stories about the elves taking over Britain. There's a story about people almost but not quite completely messing up the terraforming of Mars. There's one story which I think is probably the story that I'm most happy with of everything I've written. It's basically every episode of The X-Files happening at once. I love the illustrations. I like a lot of the stories, which is unusual for me. If I was going to put a bunch of stories into a time capsule and bury them as a representative sample of my stuff, that would be it. It means a lot to me, and I've only started realising sort of as the years go by how much it means to me to get this back out there for people to actually read it and either like it or not like it. I don't mind, so long as they read it. I think it would be a great adventure to try and resurrect this lost book, and it would bring joy to my old heart if you'd join me.